A very good afternoon and welcome to the second episode of Market View this week. My name is Lungelele Makakula. It is 2 p.m. Very warm welcome. Today on the show, we will be discussing the export industry with our in-house journalist Nelsiwe in Langamandla. In 2022, Eswatini was the 143rd economy in the world in total exports. And on that note, NAMPORT and ShopRite South Africa have entered into a partnership where farmers locally under NAMPORT will export to the SADC region. This is good news to local farmers. Nelsiwe in Langamandla will join us later on the show to tell us more about this partnership. And on our stories today, we have NAMPORT CEO Bhekizwe Mazia on value addition and adhering to market standards, and also the American Embassy on supporting local clean energy production. Then later, Sanele Sibiya joins us via Zoom on the latest stock market. For now, let's get into business news. The American Embassy says it is helping Eswatini in different projects to ensure clean and sustainable energy. USAID Country Director Christopher DeVilda said they have partnerships with government to keep the lights on in different sectors around the country, promoting socio-economic and business development.
The government of Eswatini has committed to investing heavily on energy. The USAID Country Director has highlighted some of the initiatives that are meant to help Eswatini to reach energy sustainability.
As USAID, we're always looking to collaborate with the private sector. And just a note of appreciation, Standard Bank, MTN, Coca-Cola, these are all groups with which we're already working on projects like women's economic empowerment and entrepreneurship programs, digital skills, literacy and training. And so we're trying to build on some of those partnerships. We've had some conversations with groups like Standard Bank around coming up with public-private financing mechanisms to benefit groups like the smallholder sugarcane farmers in the country. As USAID, we work through grants. We don't have a financing arm, so a lot of what we have to do is find opportunities to apply for and look for grants, and we're going through that process. But we have some exciting ideas, and we hope that we can create some real tangible partnerships with the private sector to benefit your smallholder farmers, to benefit consumers of lesser means. It's an area where we have a lot of interest. It's just a matter of figuring out the right sorts of projects where we get some spades in the ground and start doing that sort of work. As a note of appreciation, I think to the Ministry of Natural Resources and Energy and to Acera. So this is an area, there's been a 75 megawatt, as we understand it, solar tender that's out that should be nearing finalization. This is a great example of investing in renewable energy in the country. As soon as that project gets going, there should be a lot of excitement generated around it. It really should be a model of showing how Eswatini is being proactive in investing in renewable energy, and hopefully will create a bit of a market and a catalyst to just keep growing from there.
He has also highlighted how they are helping the health sector, as a healthy nation is tied to economic growth.
One of the big projects that's very exciting, where Eswatini is really on the leading edge, is the Power Africa Health Electrification and Telecommunications Alliance. So this is a project that's a global public-private partnership under Power Africa, and Eswatini participated in the design and was the launch country for this. So through this partnership, we'll be looking to partner with the Ministry of Health in putting solar and battery and connectivity solutions at all of the high volume clinics in the country, starting off with 50 in an initial phase. And I want to appreciate the Ministry of Health for leading the way on this. I know there's a meeting happening right now as we speak at the ministry, planning for the first phase of that project.
Eswatini still imports about 80% of its electricity from South Africa and Mozambique. For Market View, Nelsiwe Ndlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
Local vegetable farmers through NAMPORT have sold about 4.5 million Malangeni in vegetables to ShopRite stores that last financial year, including exporting to South Africa. This was revealed by NAMPORT's Chief Executive Officer Bhekizwe Mazia during a tour of NAMPORT's Engcabeni fresh produce market.
Eswatini imports about 2 billion emalangeni in vegetables every year, which is far higher when compared to exports. This has prompted NAMPORT to look for more partnerships with different stakeholders.
In the year 2022-2023, The produce that we sold through Shoprite was 430 metric tons that was valued 3.5 million emalangeni. In the year 2023-24, lesuka kuyo, we sold the produce leng 490, about 500 metric tons worth of produce, le valued 4.5 million. Lokho ikhule nga million value i-produce lethathwa ngo-Shoprite from us. So, and siyabona ukuthi iyachubeka le demand iyakhula. Kuyasi-excite-ke thina ukuthi nalamhlanje sichubeka strengthenisha le relationship yethu. Sibona thina i-benefit that would go to ama-farmers lekhulako. Kungako sibese sesiphuma na emkhankaso uyomobilize the farmers to say akulinywe.
Shoprite's Managing Director Pamela Ngomonde says they are open to more partnerships with NAMBOD so that local farmers can take their produce to more SADC countries.
Sike nje sahlala phasi nebalengani bethu sibuka lokho ukuthi sikhonyana vele lesikhebesi. Nasikhonyana lesikhebesi siyaqinisekisa ukuthi NAMBOD lapho afisa kusisebenzisa khona siyi-Shoprite singabani sikhona angabane kusisebenzisa. Sinenhlanhla ke ukuthi kwakhona la ekhaya eSwatini ititolo tethu futhi ibandi cishe nje tigcwele lonke live la kaNgwane lokusho ukuthi lapho anesidingo khona singakhona ukufika kungasiyena NAMBOD kuphela but even nalama local farmers ethu ngoba sinema farmers lokhanza ukuthi they are area specific ukhanze nje ukuthi nginemlimi lo eshiselweni lobuke ititolo taseshiselweni dotfana leni ke sikwende kanjalo is because siyabona lokho ukuthi akusibo bonke balimi laba sasenalo lelimasela lekuhamba afike etindzaweni lekufana njengakubomanzini noma kuphi emadolobheni lamakhulu so sesithi ke singapani nangabe lokho kuyendeka akamane abone letitolo letilapho.
NAMBOD buys in excess a total of 16 million emalangeni of vegetables from local farmers. For Market View, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Matsapa.
And that's it for our business news. After the break, Nelson joins me to discuss the export industry in Eswatini.
Renewal of TV licenses for 2024 is now open. Here is a quick reminder. A viewer's TV license costs 180 emalangeni per device. Other accessories such as decoders and set-top box cost 50 emalangeni per device. For traders and repairers, TV license costs 300 emalangeni per business area. And now, to pay your TV license, use these following methods. You can use MTN Mobile Money with the number 76222000 or dial *007 *3 *7 hash. Or you can use Eswatini Imali. And you can pay our TV license at any post office in the country. Another option is you can use any NetBank branch using our TV license account number 119900430037. Don't forget, when paying for your viewer's TV license, reference with your PIN at all times. And when paying for a retailer TV license, reference with your TIN at all times. For more information, call us on 7802-4543 or 34050163 or 34020879. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 762222000.
Ujala masaba mahle kunathi lesa.
Sabatandi ukuthi njengalokhu sivile sibe sikhulume
Welcome back. You're still watching Market View. Value addition and adhering to market standards are some of the requirements that will see local farmers' exports increasing. We asked the Chief Executive Officer, Begizwe Mazia, on what they are doing on their end to ensure farmers reach this goal, and he stated that measures are in place.
On value addition, it is a point that we always emphasize to our farmers as well as to our markets. To say some of the produce, as Mr. Dladla has alluded to, Nasfike Packhouse, it is not necessarily that reject, normal substandard, but markets are standard specific. If the market is with need is size length 15 centimeter of cucumber, that's what they require. But now the time with cucumber length 20 centimeters. If fresh, but the market is just for this size. So then those bigger sizes, good opportunity and potential to say if we can then chop and dice into those packs, let out come by young and demonstrate it is still the same quality as I would say out of spec market. So we then promote and then encourage the marketed data. Let us open more lines of such so that ibe incane the produce that gets rejected to the farmer, especially le problem in terms of kuba healthy, but kube ngilokhu say size lengasahambisani, so that a better part of the produce farmers igcinele emarket. Kumele kube ukuthi the price that it fetches ayisafanani na the premium produce lebeka iproduce farmer. So that is what we encourage the most, and it is a line we are trying to build in as NAMPOD, and looking for market opportunities price so that more lines move into the retail space. Lastly, nasikhuluma nge-exporter 2 billion. It was not a misprint whose statements are. We are saying we are importing produce that is worth over 2 billion emalangeni, meaning sinekele imali yalamaswati sesiyayi-exporter to outside countries. Le ngabe benefit our own farmers, but because the produce is not enough, kufuneka lama retailers abesayoyilanza ngaphandle, so that kutoba balance in the market. That one thing we need to remember is NAMPOD as a regulator, our responsibility is to ensure a balance for demand and supply. Nase kutele produce letitolo, it's our responsibility. So that is why we then allow these shops to go and import the produce so that there is available produce at the door. It is only when, say, in oversupply local, last business is going to as you local, locally produce and support our own farmers. Business you getting. So, but otherwise, there is no way but it pains us to see 2 billion worth of emalangeni aphumela ngaphandle kwelive.
All right, that was the CEO of NAMPOD, Begizwe Mazia, emphasizing on standards that local farmers need to adhere to. I'm now joined by our in-house journalist, business journalist, Nelson Ndlangamandla. Welcome and good afternoon. Mr. Mazia, speaking on the importance of adherence, standards rather, that local farmers need to adhere to. How important is value addition if we are to produce more as a country, export more as a country?
Ngiyabonga kakhulu Lulu, ngivusele nembukele ekhaya. I-value addition, I was looking at a report here, International Finance Corporation, which is a wing of World Bank. Lapho khona bakhuluma khona ukuthi value addition is very important because it unlocks the export market. Yenda ukuthi you reach more people, because you know ukuthi lifestyle yalamuhla say fast vele, everyone needs stimulative fast. I'll make an example where ukuthi nasifika nje nalapha
Numbod bafike basikhombisa ukuthi okay kunema butternuts la khona kokupackageka kulokwaboma 3 kg but kunema butternuts la besaba makhulu kakhulu wona la ngasakhona ikupackageka kahle. So what they do is bayawacoba wona bawapackage kuma bags lamancane. That is value addition because sebatawukhona ukuthi bawashiphe fast, they ship them even to South Africa.
Okay, so speaking of solo slapukuma exports, I think Mr. CEO was emphasizing on indaba yama standards ukuthi as Numbod they do all means to try and make sure ukuthi these local farmers adhere to the standards that are needed by the markets. Ingabe vele mhlambe nasibuka lama exports, are they growing, are they increasing in vele, looking at the figures that were released by Numbod?
Numbod is saying ema exports ethu ayakhula kepha-ke awakhuli kahle. The reason being ema farmers ethu solo mhlawumbe alima ema hectares lamancane ndawubekisa nje. They are explaining ukuthi our farmers balima bo less than 5 hectares. They are small scale farmers. Kanti nangabe utawuthi uya exporter kudingeka ukuthi ulime maybe from 5 hectares kuya etulu, which is why Numbod has come up with the horticulture subsidy lapho khona azama ukuthi ema farmers awalime kakhulu so that we can export more. So to answer your question, we are exporting, but if you look at the 2 billion emalangeni that we are importing in fruits and vegetables, that's a lot of money. It shows that as a country we still need to do more. That is why kunalama funds lamaningi bo agriculture development funds and programs to ensure that Eswatini uyakhula in terms of exporting, singa importing nje kakhulu, because the 2 billion is only for fruits and vegetables. You can imagine ke kulamanye ema sectors kuthi nakhona shothi kusadzinga 7.
Yeah, 2 billion emalangeni, that's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
Ngifuna ukuva nje ukuthi we've seen climate change issues la swala khona, and we've experienced a drought boba 2015, and also vele kukhona lokuguquguquka kwasemasotulu. How impacted have been local farmers nje during this time of climate change?
Local farmers have been impacted. Isibonile ngeminyaka yabo 2015 2016 kufata inkomo letila kubo 80,000. We've seen company survey yeminyaka lopheli ya 2021 2022 nayo ichaza ukuthi even balimi labalima banana nabo they have been impacted. Hence the Minister of Agriculture in collaboration with different stakeholders say ithi vele nyalo, let's get into smart agriculture. Sisale singena silima ngalama technologies like wona la matanela. Yes, they are expensive. One of the reasons the Agriculture Development Fund was established is to ensure that balimi bayakhona mhlawumbe ukuthi noma ngawubolekile ebhange but uphinda ubuye kulesikhwama lesi so that you can get lama technologies lamasha kenyalo lasatakusita ukuthi ukhone kulima in a smart way njengoba vele guquguquka kwesimo selitulu yinfo lekhona even.
Speaking of technology, are they familiar with them lama technologies? Bayabanika then mhlambe ama trainings baka Numbod ama farmers ukuthi vele nabo baba equipped badokhona ukuthi ba produce more.
Numbod has specifically said Lungelele nembukele ekhaya kwekuthi vele they handhold these farmers because njengoba kuna nasikhuluma nje ngayo i-value addition sikhuluma ngawo ema standards, because nangabe utaw exporter vele kunema standards lekufanele ukuthi uwalandzele. So they provide information. They were specific on that ukuthi they provide the information bayahamba bawafundzise ema farmers. The Minister of Agriculture has extension officers la hambako lamanye vele ahlala khona le kulama regions where you go and consult. So bayasho ukuthi vele even for the standards bayakhona lokuthi bona baba nalo ukuthi nangabe sowuvunile sitawuhamba sikulandzele so that le produce ingatofika lana seyonakele. So they have those kinds of assistance labanayo to ensure ukuthi the farmers i product yabo ayigcini seyifika emarket seyingekho kule standard labasifisako.
Yeah, so which produce do we export mostly nje thina sing Eswatini?
I-Eswatini kakhulu labathi timakethe tiyakufuna ngiwo boma baby marrows, chilies, ama-peas, kulokunye those are the maybe singathini top 3 lapho khona kunalama standards la bekwako. What is very interesting is what Nambod has said is 80% of local farmers are complying, especially ngala kuboma baby marrows nakuma-peas, are complying with the standards lafunekayo emakethe. Lokusho ukuthi bayakhona ukuthi nangabe nje kuthiwe sifuna icucumber lengu 8 centimeters ema-farmers alakithi ayakhona. Well bashido ke ukuthi kukhona ema-farmers vele langa lokhanza ukuthi le baby marrow yakhe seyikhulile kakhulu. That's when value addition comes in. They say okay, asisheshe simjikise lo mlimi, because lo mlimi lona wende lokunengi from buying fertilizer, from e-labor. So we try ukuthi sithi agende i-value addition asale acoba ke manje aphinde apackage so that utohamba lo mkhicito wakhe naye uhambe uchubeke uye market.
All right, lastly, Nelly, before I let you go, we have less than a minute. How important is it for companies that are not headquartered in Eswatini to support local businesses?
Thank you so much, Lulu. It has been a concern from Sive, from ema economist, kwekuthi ukhanza ukuthi tinkampani letinengi la eveni atisito ta la eveni, so they don't see Eswatini as home, so they don't invest much in Eswatini. So it is very important for ema companies, as we are seeing one of the companies is saying, we are going to take your produce, we are going to help your farmers, kwekuthi we export to the SADC region. So it is very important for ema companies ukuthi invest locally, ungathi nje na uthi wenda i-corporate social responsibility ukhanze ukuthi ufaka 20,000 but you are taking the other percentage to your country. So it is very important.
All right, thanks so much, Nelly, for that insight. There you have it. We were talking about the export industry with Nelsie, and this follows that Nambod has partnered with Shoprite Eswatini or Shoprite South Africa for local farmers to export to the SADC region. Let's take a break. We'll be back with Sanele Sibia.
Renewal of TV licenses for 2024 is now open. Here is a quick reminder. A viewer's TV license costs 180 emalangeni per device. Other accessories such as decoders and set-top box cost 50 emalangeni per device. For traders and repairers, TV license costs 300 emalangeni per business area. And now, to pay your TV license, use these following methods. You can use MTN Mobile Money with the number 76222000 or dial *007 *3 *7 hash. Or you can use Eswatini Imali. You can pay our TV license at any post office in the country. Another option is you can use any Nedbank branch using our TV license account number 1199004337. Don't forget, when paying for your viewer's TV license, reference with your PIN at all times. And when paying for a retailer TV license, reference with your TIN at all times. For more information, call us on 7802-4543 or 34050163 or 34020879. And you can send us a WhatsApp message on 762222000.
It's 24 minutes after 2. Welcome back. You're still watching Market View. I'm now joined by our in-house economist, Mr. Sanele Sibia, to give us the latest on our stock markets today. Very good afternoon, Mr. Sibia. Thank you for joining us in the afternoon. How are the currencies performing? The dollar rose to a 5-month high against the pound and euro on Tuesday, a day after stronger than expected U.S. retail sales sent treasury yields higher. Markets are performing this afternoon.
Hayi Lulu, thank you. Sibongele ukuthi ube nathi. No, vele nasibuka ema-currencies zethu siyalibona ukuthi idola liyachubeka liba nemandla against lilangeni, silibonile kokuthi phindze lilangeni is trading weekly against the euro and stable namuhla against the Japanese yen. Yes, and one of the major contributing factors to the issues lesiwabonako emakethe ngikolo lo sicetha kukuveta nje lokuthi now ubuka lama bond yields and ubuka nima sales data in the US, it came out very strong. So that somehow shows ukuthi le market is gearing up for something that is much of a stronger performance, which is something that we had actually been basing most of our 2024 analysis on, to say that the economy with stronger investor sentiment and stronger investor confidence, it is going to be one that performs a bit better compared to 2023.
Yeah, all right. I think you did mention that gold prices ayehla yesterday. I did mention also they fell on namuhla amid high US Treasury yields. What does this mean? Ingavele mhlambe kusho ukuthini ukuthi ma prices abuke kanje?
Yes, thank you. No, so when we look at the price of gold, Lulu, it still states the same story. So with improving performance in treasury yields and the stronger data coming out of Lama sales data, that shows we would say, the economy is still a bit warm, so that we might find ourselves seeing my interest rates coming in very late in the year. So the markets are pricing that in, and they are somehow taking a step back from equities and really moving into gold, which is a bit of a safe haven. And that is also being influenced by the tensions in the Middle East that we are seeing, the overall, the entire Tehran, Tel Aviv type of diplomatic crisis that is looming there, that promises to become quite contagious across the entire region. So now that is making traders really want to really just shield and have their assets and money protected in gold. And we are still seeing Brent crude holding strong there. We somehow still are below the 90 zone. That's still because we are still seeing a bit of restraint coming through from Israel, in terms of a response and in terms of a retaliatory attack on Tehran. So those are diplomatic crises. We have seen the UN Security Council going into emergency meeting after meeting, really just trying to contain the situation in Tehran and Tel Aviv.
And what is the latest news on the Joburg Stock Exchange, Eswatini, and also the Asian stock markets?
Yes, thank you. So globally, when we are looking at the stock markets, purely because of this new emerging risk in the geopoliticals, we are all in that frenzy, are waiting to see what is actually going to happen in Israel and Iran, because that is what is going to either tell businesses whether you are now going to have to deal with a new risk or it's a risk that can be contained. So what we are seeing markets responding to that is overall, they are not really doing well. So markets are somehow frozen, mostly they're in the red, and that is actually in the background of the strong economic data, the strong sales data that's coming out of the US, and also in the background of the improved in treasury yields. So we are seeing money moving from equities and really just moving into those money market type of transactions. So really, it is just that risk sentiment that we are seeing strictly across the world. We are seeing that coming through from Washington all the way through to London, Frankfurt, and Paris. We are also seeing it happening in Japan. We're also seeing it happening in Hang Seng and all throughout, actually. If you look at the JSE, you can see that it actually lost close to 1,245.23 points in today's trading session, mostly because of these geopolitical tensions that we are seeing coming through from Israel. And then now with this data coming out of the US showing a much stronger economy in terms of sales. So that means we now have to rebase our exchange rate expectations and then also trying to factor in the risk of a looming geopolitical situation in the Middle East.
All right, thanks so much, Mrs. Via, for that analysis. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our show today. Thank you for joining us. It's 29 minutes after 2. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day.